Welcome back to another episode of No Shame with Shane, where the takes have no lies, no bias, but most importantly, no shame. I'm your host, Shane Fordham. Now, I got into this little argument last week. Little bit of a historical debate, and I figured I had to bring it to this platform to lay it all out on the line, because what better place to have that type of dialogue than the No Shame with Shane podcast? So, when we're talking top five guards of all time in the NBA, right? You obviously got to talk Magic. You got to talk Jordan. You got to talk Kobe. You got to talk Steph. Oscar Robertson is in a lot of those conversations. I feel like a name that is far too often left out of that conversation is Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson is left out of that top five all-time guards conversation far too often. Whether we're talking point guards or shooting guards, AI deserves to be in one of those conversations, if not both. If not both. Like, there's no way I can talk top five guards and not mention Allen Iverson's name. Like, Allen Iverson is arguably the best combo guard to ever play the game. The best combo guard to ever play the game. Like, Allen Iverson is top five, whether we're talking point guards or shooting guards. He's top five in both conversations, and I don't understand why this is even an argument. I don't understand why it's an argument. Like, we are talking about a guy who carried a Sixers team all the way to the NBA Finals. Carried by himself. No All-Stars, no other 20-point scorers. His second best player was a defensive player in Dikembe Mutombo. That regular season, averaging over 30 points per game, 5 assists, 3 steals. This man was the scoring leader and the steals leader in the same year. This man was dominating the NBA during what was a more physical league. Four-time scoring leader, 3-time steals leader. Like, there's nothing AI wasn't doing to ensure wins for the Sixers. He was an elite isolation scorer. He was an elite 3-level scorer at 6 foot. An elite isolation scorer, elite 3-level scorer, clutch at just 6 foot. Like, there's nothing AI was not doing as a guard to ensure wins for the Sixers. There's no way we're talking about the same guy. Like, there's no way I can talk about top five guards, point guards, or shooting guards and not mention AI's name. Allen Iverson is definitely a top five guard of all time. He is a top five guard of all time, whether we're talking point guards or shooting guards. He's top five. He's top five. Like, if I'm looking at all-time guards, the only point guards that clear Allen Iverson are Magic Johnson and Steph Curry. The only shooting guards that clear Allen Iverson are Michael Jordan and Kobe. And you could maybe make an argument for Dwayne Wade, maybe, but even that's close. Like, there's no other guards that you can say all time are head and shoulders above Allen Iverson. Like, no other guards besides those guys have been as dominant as Allen Iverson. Like, no other guards all time have been a better scorer, a better defender, and did more with less than Allen Iverson. Like, no other guards besides Magic, MJ, Kobe, Steph. No other guards in the NBA ever have done all three of those things, have been a better scorer, have been a better defender, and did more with less, accomplished more with less than Allen Iverson. There's no way Allen Iverson should not be considered a top five guard, whether we're talking point guards or whether we're talking shooting guards. There's no way. Like, if I'm looking at my top five guards, my top five point guards of all time in the NBA, I have Magic Johnson at 1. I have Steph Curry at 2. I have Allen Iverson at 3. I have Oscar Robertson at 4, and I have Isaiah Thomas at 5. There is no way Allen Iverson is not included in that list. There's no way I'm leaving Allen Iverson off of that list. Like, AI was more dominant than Oscar Robertson and Isaiah Thomas. Like, both Oscar and IT needed talent to accomplish what they accomplished. Allen Iverson accomplished more, if not the same, as Oscar Robertson and Isaiah Thomas with less. It took Allen Iverson far less to do what he did than Oscar Robertson and Isaiah Thomas. And if I'm looking at those five guards, like if I'm looking at all-time point guards, Magic Johnson, Steph Curry, and Allen Iverson are the only point guards in that, and if we're talking all time, to have ever changed the game of basketball. Like, we credit Magic Johnson for revitalizing the NBA. You know, we credit Stephen Curry for really changing the art of three-point shooting. Allen Iverson is another influential guard in the league's history that changed the course of the NBA. Like, those are the only guards that changed the game. Magic, Steph, and AI. Like Magic revitalizing the NBA, being able to play positions 1 through 5 as a guard, like being able to like really truly define and cultivate the art of passing. Stephen Curry, of course, like just the definition of a shooter, changing the definition of a shooter, being able to shoot from anywhere behind that 3-point line, like making long range threes more of a you know, more of a regular thing in the NBA. Actually making the ability to shoot threes a requirement for not just guards but even bigs. Like, everyone in the NBA is encouraged to shoot threes now, or at least being able to knock down shots because of Stephen Curry. Like, Allen Iverson changed the way that guards in general play the game. Like, before Steph Curry, Allen Iverson changed the way that guards were able to play the game, because before, the game was dominated by bigger guys, by centers, forwards, shooting guards. Like, Allen Iverson was like one of the first guards to fully dominate a game, to be a first primary dominant scoring option as not just a guard, but as an undersized guard, as a 6-foot borderline guard. And he was so influential, other guards to come after him wanted to play like Allen Iverson. Like, Chris Paul, another one of the greatest point guards of all time, wanted to be like Allen Iverson. Dwayne Wade, one of the best guards of all time, wanted to play like Allen Iverson. The reason they wore number 3 in their careers. Like, Allen Iverson is one of the guards that changed the game of basketball. Like, Allen Iverson is up there with Magic and Steph when we're talking about guards that changed the game. When we're talking about the impact that certain guys had on the NBA. Allen Iverson is definitely a top 5 point guard of all time. 100%. There's no way you can have that conversation and not have Allen Iverson top 5, let alone top 3. Allen Iverson should really be top 3 in that conversation when we're talking point guards. If I'm looking at shooting guards now, like if I'm looking at my top 5 shooting guards of all time in the NBA, obviously I'm going MJ at 1. I'm going Kobe at 2. I'm going AI at 3. I'm going D Wade at 4. I'm going Clyde Drexler at 5. There is no way I am not including Allen Iverson in that top 5 shooting guards conversation. Like, I like, me personally, I classify Allen Iverson as more of a point guard than a shooting guard. But being that he was a guy that could do both, and honestly really didn't even matter because the offense was going through him regardless. Allen Iverson, if you want to classify Allen Iverson as a shooting guard, he has to be in that top 5 conversation. He has to be in that top 5 conversation. Like, Allen Iverson honestly accomplished more with less than honestly anyone else on that list. Like, even MJ and Kobe, like if you look at MJ and Kobe, neither one of those guys got to a finals, let alone won a finals, without having other all-stars on their team. At least one other all-star on their team. Oscar Robertson needed Kareem to even get to a finals. One of the greatest players of all time to even get to a finals. Isaiah Thomas obviously had talent. Like, Allen Iverson is the only person on that list to make it to a finals, to carry his team to the finals with basically no help. No help whatsoever. Now, obviously, MJ, GOAT, Kobe, one of the GOATs. Like, we're talking about legends in the NBA, but Allen Iverson accomplished more with less. He accomplished more with less and had to do more with less than anyone else on that list. Like, there have been more talented guards than Allen Iverson, for sure. D Wade was more talented. MJ, more talented. Kobe, more talented. Oscar Robertson, you could say, is more talented. But other than MJ and Kobe, you can't say there were any other guards that were more dominant than Allen Iverson at that 2 position. Like, MJ and Kobe, aside from those 2 guys, there are no other all-time guards in the NBA that you could say were more dominant than Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was more dominant than most of the shooting guards to ever play the game, not just in the regular season, but in the postseason. Allen Iverson averaging over 30 points per game, 5 assists per game, 3 steals per game, 4-time scoring leader, 3-time steals leader, 1 finals appearance. Allen Iverson did all of that with little to no help. Little to no help. You look at other guys like Oscar Robertson, Clyde Drexler, like you look at other guys in that sort of top 5 conversation for 2 guards. They had significant help, if not way more help than Allen Iverson, to do what they were able to do. Hall of Fame teammates, all-star teammates. Allen Iverson didn't have that. If Allen Iverson did have that same help that Oscar Robertson had and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, that Clyde Drexler had, and Hakeem Olajuwon, like, Allen Iverson would probably have 3 rings. Like, Allen Iverson would go from having 1 finals appearance to probably having 2 to 3 rings in his career. There's no way Allen Iverson should not be included in that top 5 conversation when we're talking 2 guards, if you classify Allen Iverson as a 2 guard. There's no way. Like, if I'm comparing Allen Iverson between, comparing him to some of these guys, like Dwayne Wade, for example. Like I said earlier, Dwayne Wade, you could say, has an argument for being over an Allen Iverson, but I don't think so. Like, Allen Iverson is definitely better than Dwayne Wade all time. He has more MVPs. He has 1 MVP to Dwayne Wade 0. He has more scoring titles, 4 scoring titles to Dwayne Wade 0. 3 steals titles to Dwayne Wade 0. And honestly, Allen Iverson had more of a dominant peak than Dwayne Wade. Like, both of their peaks, like at their peaks, Allen Iverson was averaging 31 points per game, 5 assists, 3 steals. Dwayne Wade was averaging 27 points per game, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Like, Allen Iverson at his peak was more dominant than Dwayne Wade at his peak. Even though Dwayne Wade was more talented, Allen Iverson was more dominant. He was more dominant on both sides of the ball. And especially being an undersized guard, being a 6-foot guy and being more of a lethal scoring presence. And you could make an argument for more of a lethal defensive presence, even though D Wade had more all-NBA defensive team selections. Allen Iverson was more dominant at his peak than Dwayne Wade was at his peak. Both making it to the finals. Dwayne Wade obviously winning his finals. Allen Iverson losing his finals. Allen Iverson was more dominant at his peak than Dwayne Wade was at his. And honestly think the ring debate, if we're comparing D Wade and Allen Iverson in terms of who was a better 2 guard all time, the ring debate honestly is invalid. Like, the ring debate honestly does not help this conversation at all in Dwayne Wade's regard. Like, if we're talking rings, yeah, D Wade obviously has 3 rings. Allen Iverson has 0 rings, just 1 finals appearance. But D Wade, for 2 of those rings, had LeBron James, the greatest player to ever play the game, and Chris Bosh, one of the greatest third options to ever play the game. Like, Dwayne Wade had one of the best teams, one of the most talented teams ever in the history of the game for 2 of his rings. Allen Iverson, for his 1 finals appearance, had absolutely nobody. Like, he had, his second best player was a defensive player in Dikembe Mutombo. He had very little talent. Just the ring argument when looking at AI and Dwayne Wade is completely invalid. Especially when you look at who they went up against. Like, Allen Iverson not only carried his team to the finals, but it took a prime Kobe and Shaq to stop him. Like, Allen Iverson by himself was able to steal one game away from a duo with Kobe and Shaq being coached by Phil Jackson. Like, Allen Iverson, the ring argument when comparing D Wade and Allen Iverson carries no weight because it honestly makes Allen Iverson look better. It makes Allen Iverson look better. D Wade has one ring by himself, but in their respective championship, in those respective championship series, Allen Iverson played better in his finals than D Wade played better in his first ring, in his first championship run. So the ring debate carries absolutely no weight when we're comparing D Wade and Allen Iverson because of who they had on their respective teams, but also who they went up against. 100%. Like, if I'm comparing Allen Iverson and Clyde Drexler, when I'm talking top 5 two guards of all time, there's no way, like, Allen Iverson is 100% to me better than Clyde Drexler all time as a two guard. Like, if I'm comparing Allen Iverson and Clyde Drexler in that conversation, Allen Iverson has more MVPs. He has 4 scoring titles to Clyde Drexler's 0. He has 3 steals titles to Clyde Drexler's 0. He averaged more points per game, 27 points per game to Clyde Drexler's 20. He averaged more assists per game, 6 assists to Clyde Drexler's 5. And Allen Iverson once again had more of a dominant peak than Clyde Drexler. Like, both of them at their peaks, Allen Iverson was more dominant in the game than what Clyde Drexler was. In their peaks, Allen Iverson was averaging over 31 points per game, 5 assists, 3 steals. Clyde Drexler was averaging 27 points per game and 6 assists. Like, if Allen Iverson was able to play on a team with Hakeem Olajuwon, like, there's no way Allen Iverson wouldn't have more rings. Like, Allen Iverson would have more than just one ring if he had Hakeem Olajuwon. Like, Allen Iverson was Allen Iverson, he not only had more titles statistically than Clyde Drexler, but he was also more of a dominant player at both of them at their best. Both of them at their best. Like, Allen Iverson was honestly the only thing holding Allen Iverson back just because of his mentality at the time and his work ethic at the time. But Allen Iverson 100% clears Clyde Drexler when we're talking about top 5 two guards of all time because of just what he was able to accomplish during his sort of peak window. Allen Iverson clears Clyde Drexler. And honestly, the ring debate carries no weight when comparing Allen Iverson and Clyde Drexler. Like, yes, I know Clyde Drexler has 1 ring, Allen Iverson has 0, just 1 finals appearance. But Clyde Drexler had one of the greatest big men to ever play the game in Hakeem Olajuwon. Like, Clyde Drexler needed Hakeem Olajuwon to win a ring. Not only did he need Hakeem Olajuwon to win a ring, but he also needed Michael Jordan to step away from basketball for 3 years to win a ring. Like, Clyde Drexler only won a ring because he was paired up with Hakeem Olajuwon and because MJ had retired for the first time. That's the only reason Clyde was able to, those are the only 2 reasons why Clyde was able to win a ring. Like, Allen Iverson, if Allen Iverson had Olajuwon, they probably would have won 2 to 3 rings. Would have won 2 to 3. And Olajuwon won a ring before Clyde even got there. Like, Hakeem Olajuwon has 2 rings. He won before Clyde even got there. If Olajuwon somehow had a prime AI, those 2 win 3 rings, let alone just 1 together. Like, there's no way the ring debate carries weight when we're comparing Clyde Drexler and Allen Iverson. There's no way. Now, I know Clyde was obviously a dominant guard. He just ran into Jordan, early on in his career. But there's no way I'm going to let the ring debate be an argument as to why Clyde is better than Allen Iverson all time. You could maybe say more talented, more size, maybe a little more athletic, slightly. But there's no, like, Allen Iverson was definitely more of a dominant scorer, more of a dominant guard, more of a dominant ball handler than Clyde Drexler. 100%. If Allen Iverson had the talent around him that Clyde had, this wouldn't even be a conversation. This would not be a conversation. If I'm looking at point guards now, if I'm looking at the top 5 point guard conversation, Allen Iverson is better than Oscar Robertson all time. If I'm comparing Allen Iverson to Oscar Robertson, they got the same amount of MVPs, but AI has 4 scoring titles to Oscar Robertson's 0. He has 3 steals titles to Oscar Robertson's 0. Like, Oscar Robertson had more assists. He had way more assist titles than Allen Iverson, but it's easier to get assists and rack up assists when you have the talent around you to execute. Like, if if you have other scorers on your team and all you need to do is get them the ball, it's way easier for Oscar Robertson to rack up assists playing with guys like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar than it is for AI to rack up assists playing with guys like Eric Snow or guys who aren't scorers like Dikembe Mutombo. Like, it's like that's not even a conversation. That's not even a conversation. Like, I know Oscar Robertson was Mr. Triple Double before Russell Westbrook. He had more talent around him to be able to boost those numbers up. It's way easier to get assists when you have Hall of Fame talent and multiple All-Stars on your team, as opposed to when you're by yourself the way Allen Iverson was. Like, this man, Oscar Robertson, had another Hall of Famer on his team in Jack Twyman. He had 3 multi-time All-Stars, Jerry Lucas, Wayne Embry, Adrian Smith. Like, he had way more talent around him than AI ever had in Philly. AI had a defensive roster around him. He didn't have any other scoring threats around him. He had, like, AI's best talent around him in Philly was Eric Snow, Aaron McKee, who was a 6th man of the year. You had Theo Ratliff, and then of course you had Mutombo, who is a defensive player of the year. But even with Mutombo, he only had Mutombo for half the season. He had Mutombo for half of a season. Like, Allen Iverson did not have nearly the same amount of talent as what Oscar Robertson had around him. Like, there's no way. And even with that talent Oscar Robertson had, he didn't even win his first ring until he joined Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in Milwaukee. Like, there is no way. Like, there's no way we can look at the stats and put Oscar Robertson above Allen Iverson when Allen Iverson really did more with less than Oscar Robertson. Really did more with less. Like Allen Iverson, Oscar Robertson, same amount of MVPs, but Allen Iverson had more scoring titles. He had more steals titles. Oscar Robertson had more assist titles. He led the league in assists more years, but that's also because he had more talent to work with on his team than what Allen Iverson had. There's no, like, Allen Iverson to me definitely clears Oscar Robertson in the all-time point guards debate. In the 100%. Definitely clears Oscar Robertson. If I'm looking at, again, staying in this top 5 point guard discussion, if I'm looking at Allen Iverson versus John Stockton, that's super easy. I'm going Allen Iverson every day of the week. There is no way John Stockton is a better point guard all time than Allen Iverson. If Allen Iverson had Karl Malone, they take the Bulls to Game 7. Like, that's simple. Like, that argument is simple. If Allen Iverson had Karl Malone, they probably win a ring. They might beat the Bulls. If Allen Iverson has Karl Malone, they might beat the Bulls as opposed to losing in 6 games. They extend that series to 7 games, possibly winning the ring as opposed to losing in 5 or 6 games. Like, that's a simple conversation. Allen Iverson literally did everything better in his prime than John Stockton in his prime. The only thing you could say John Stockton maybe did better than Allen Iverson was pass the ball and move the ball around. But That's because he also had a Hall of Fame big man, one of the best big men to ever play the game, in Karl Malone. One of the most dominant scorers, one of the most dominant paint presences to ever play the game. Like, it's much easier to have higher assist totals when you actually have guys to pass the ball to. Allen Iverson didn't have that in his prime. He didn't have that in his peak. He didn't have that. If Allen Iverson had Karl Malone, Allen Iverson would probably be an assist leader too. 100%. If Allen Iverson had Karl Malone, they're champions. 100%. They're champions. Like, that's an easy debate. There's no way John Stockton clears Allen Iverson in the top 5 point guard debate. No way. But like, there was one comparison that did make me mad. Like, when I was having this debate in terms of top 5 guards of all time, when it came to the shooting guards debate, there was one comparison that really pissed me off, and that was James Harden. There is no way, when we are talking top 5 shooting guards of all time, there is no way James Harden comes close, let alone clears Allen Iverson in that debate. James Harden has done nothing in his career to clear Allen Iverson in really any debate whatsoever. Like, unless we're just talking straight up scoring, straight up, his straight up ability to put the ball in the basket, there's nothing James Harden has done to put his name above Allen Iverson in any regard. Like, AI versus Harden, they got the same amount of MVPs. But even with Harden being one of the best scorers ever, one of their best isolation scorers ever, Allen Iverson still has more scoring titles, 4 to James Harden's 3. He was a much better defender, being a 3-time steals leader. And Harden could have never dragged his team to the finals the way Allen Iverson did. Harden has never dragged his team, his respective team, to the finals the way Allen Iverson did in 2001. James Harden is known for dipping in the playoffs. Allen Iverson never scored 9 points in a playoff game. Allen Iverson never scored 9 points in a playoff game while also having a Hall of Fame, one of the greatest scorers, one of the greatest scoring big men to ever play the game, an MVP on the court with him in Joel Embiid, like Joel Embiid. If Allen Iverson had Joel Embiid, if Joel Embiid and Allen Iverson played at the same time, even with Joel Embiid being hurt, being limited because of his health, the Sixers at least win 2 rings. In the past 5 years, if Allen Iverson and Joel Embiid are playing together, the Sixers at least win 2 rings. At least. James Harden couldn't get to the finals with an MVP in Joel Embiid, with a rising star in Tyrese Maxey, with the other talent that we've had on the squad. Like, there is no way Harden comes close to AI in a top 5 shooting guards debate, let alone clears AI. If AI had half the talent in his prime that James Harden had in his prime, Allen Iverson would be a champion by now. Allen Iverson would definitely be a champion. It's wildly disrespectful to put Harden over Allen Iverson in this debate when Harden has done nothing to show that he is a better guard all time than Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was a better scorer. He was a better ball handler. He was a better defender. Allen Iverson did everything better than James Harden. Like, if you look at the talent that James Harden has had on his teams compared to the talent that Allen Iverson has had on his teams, James Harden had multiple All-Stars he's played with, multiple Hall of Famers he's played with. Allen Iverson had none in Philly. Absolutely none. James Harden had Russell Westbrook and KD, 2 Hall of Famers. Couldn't get it done. He's had Chris Paul, one of the greatest point guards to ever play the game, with Clint Capella, who at the time was really a premier big man, premier paint beast in the NBA. Couldn't get it done. This man had an MVP in Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey and a Tobias Harris, like a third to fourth option Tobias Harris. Couldn't get it done. If Allen Iverson had half of that talent, half of the talent that James Harden has had in his career, there's no question Allen Iverson would be a champion by now. Allen Iverson is for sure a better shooting guard all time than James Harden. He clears James Harden in that debate. But I had to put this conversation to rest because I feel like I've been having this argument with multiple different people individually, and I had to come on here to address it. But that's all we got for today's edition of No Shame with Shane. If you haven't already, be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to all of our social media platforms, and I will be back later on with more Shameless Take.